Yes, guys, welcome to this weekend's edition of Football Roundup. This week, we got 5 A-League games, as we did. Sadly, I have to say this, MacArthur had a bye, so they didn't play this week, but we still had 6 games. 5 games, sorry. We'll be going through that, we'll be going through the Premier League, what went down this week. We will be going through Serie A as well. So we've got the awesome leagues to go through. Without wasting really any time, let's get right into it. League number uno is A-League. Like always, we start off there. We saw Central Coast Mariners get a loss against Auckland City. They lost 2-1 to Auckland FC. My bad. Auckland FC coming out victorious. Central Coast Mariners, like predicted, they were never going to win this game. I wasn't awake for it. So, yeah. But they were never going to win. 2-1. Kind of as I predicted. I swear to God, no one clip that. Anyways, we also saw Perth Glory lose 1-0 to Sydney FC. I actually did watch this game. And Sydney FC was kind of deserved. I thought Perth Glory wasn't actually that bad. I thought they were actually quite decent. They couldn't put away their chances. And Wellity, within 5 minutes, opened the scoring. Nice finish as well. We saw Melbourne Victory win 2-1 against Adelaide United. Virgos getting a brace with Pierrias getting one back in the 86th minute. I thought Virgos that game was really impressive. I'm a big fan of many A-League players. We also saw Western Sydney Wanderers. We also saw Western Sydney Wanderers get a 0-0 draw against Brisbane Roar. I thought this game was one of them games, right, where it was an entertaining 0-0. It could have been 1-0, but it was just 0-0. It was a stalemate. And when it comes to Western Sydney Wanderers, they're not doing great, I cannot lie. I believe they did lose last week as well. As I just double check. Yep, they lost last week to Perth Glory. So yeah, they're not doing great, but I think they will bounce back. And then we saw Wellington Phoenix lose 3-1 to Newcastle Jets. Once again, I stayed up for this. Eli Adams, impressive. That was an impressive display. We saw Lockie Rose getting a goal from a very hilarious goalkeeper situation. The Phoenix goalkeeper tries to do a bicycle goal kick towards his own goal. That went terribly, and I don't know why he would even do it towards his own goal. Lockie Rose catches onto the loose ball, puts it home. Nothing the goalkeeper could have done because he was all the way outside of his box. Then we saw Taylor score Newcastle Jets third. With Eze getting one back. With a nice header as well. Really nice header by Eze. Another player who I rate ever so highly. As we go into Serie A, we had many games. And I did watch both Serie A games today, what was on TNT. As I just refresh your website real quick. Because I didn't refresh every single website. Let's me just go to this weekend. So yeah, this weekend we started off with a Lecce 1-0 win against Pisa. Torino 1-0 win against Cremonese. Lazio 1-0 win against Parma. We saw Atalanta bounce back with their second win in a row. First was against Chelsea, now it's against Cagliari. winning 2-1. And I want to say something on Atalanta near the end of the sector. We saw AC Milan, who weren't playing great in the second half, as I woke up for that. Didn't wake up for the first. I thought Sassuolo were really impressive. Loriente did have the ball in the back of the net, but it then got disallowed, and then they did get the equaliser. I thought AC Milan were actually quite impressive. Versus Segli, really good prospect. I will say, I was impressed with them. We saw Fiorentina lose 2-1 to Verona. We saw Udinese win 1-0 against Napoli. Shock result there. We saw Genoa, who is struggling near the bottom of the league, only 2 points above relegation, lose 2-1 to Inter Milan. And then tonight, Juventus win 1-0. Yildi's assist, although he was horrendous, as Cabal heads it home. Bologna got a red card that game, most obvious red card. And honestly, Serie A, A-League, Premier League, top 3 leagues for me to watch. I love all of them. And I feel like A-League especially doesn't really get the respect it deserves. On Atlanta, I do actually think people are disrespecting Atalanta. Because yes, we are still 12th. But to put this into perspective, they are quite literally 3 wins of 8th. No, sorry, 1 win of 8th. Or tied 8th even. And 2 wins, depending on results, off top 6. So Atalanta are creeping back up there. I do not expect Atalanta to stay in the bottom half of the table for long. I actually expect them to be top 10, top 8. I expect them to be up there, as they are doing really well under their new manager. Then obviously, Roma Como tomorrow, but I'm filming this on the Sunday again because I got a lot of content coming out next week, so I wouldn't really have any more time. Now let's move on to Premier League. As we did if it would let me pull up the matches, thank you. But yeah, we saw Everton lose 2-0 to Chelsea. We saw Liverpool get 2-0 win against Brighton and Hove Albion. Ekitike getting a brace as Spurs goal within 50 seconds. We saw Burnley just about lose by 2-3 to Fulham, with Ugochukwu getting on the score sheet from a Chelsea. We saw Arsenal win with 2 own goals. Wolves, you absolutely... So, the biggest the biggest laughing moment on Twitter history, okay? Wolves, I'm hate watching you. Joking. I actually do respect Wolves. I hope they stay up. Unlikely, though. But, yeah, Wolves were looking really good. And then Arsenal decide, we'll just score 2 own goals. Why not? Jesus managed to get on the pitch as well. Today, we saw Crystal Palace lose 3-0 to Man City. Haaland getting back on the score sheet. We saw Nottingham Forest win 3-0 against Tottenham Hotspur. Thomas Frank, could he be sacked? I'll talk about that in a second. We saw Sunderland win the first time where derby of the season. Tyneside. Timeware, whatever you want to call it. Timeware because it's on Sunderland side, etc. They got a 1-0 win against Newcastle. And I'm so happy for them. By the way, Voltemada, mate, I know you have good heading, but second half, mate, you switch sides. So I'm not sure if you know this about football, but you actually switch sides. You don't header it towards your own goal. It's fine. He can read the rule book. We saw West Ham lose 2-3 to Aston Villa. Morgan Rogers scoring an absolute screamer of a winner. And tonight, in the deadest 4:30 kickoff you'll ever see, we saw Brentford get a 1-0 draw against Leeds United. As I was saying about Thomas Frank, I actually think he gets sacked. Maybe not this week, maybe not next week, but I think he gets sacked before mid-January. But it would be smart to sack him now, so in the January transfer window, they can have a transfer window with their new manager. Because right now they are on horrendous form, they are not playing good football, they're barely creating any chances. And Thomas Frank trying to defend with his Tottenham side, they're still leaking goals. Vicario's hospital pass to Gray, who then loses it to Sangare. No, you can't be doing that at the top level. Yeah, I think Thomas Frank gets sacked. I just don't know if it's going to be this based off this weekend's result and recent results gone by. For example, 1-0 Chelsea, 4-1 Arsenal. There's many other results there where it's sackable. It's a sackable offence. 2-1 loss against Fulham, one of many. And especially the draw against Wolves. I don't see Thomas Frank staying. As a honest, non-biased opinion, as an honest football fan, if Thomas Frank stays, Tottenham has no standards. Their expectations are stay in the Prem. We don't care about the rest, because that's what Tottenham are looking like right now. Last season they finished 17th. This season, I actually believe they are near the bottom of the table. So yeah. Now let's look at the tables for the 3 leagues. Let me just go Premier table up. We'll start off with Serie A, I think. Premier League table. Let's see. Here we are. So after today's results in the Prem, Arsenal stay first, 2 points above Man City in second, 36 points to 34 points. We saw with Aston Villa's win today, stay in third, 3 points, 3 points off first, 1 point off second. We see Chelsea in fourth, Crystal Palace fifth, Liverpool sixth, with Sunderland just outside of the top 6 in goal difference, or is it head-to-head? Might be head-to-head. I don't know what that's going to be judged off. However, it just depends. We see Man United in 8th, Everton in 9th. We see Tottenham all the way down in 11th. Other teams struggling right now who I really didn't expect to be struggling. West Ham, Forest, Wolves. Wolves I was kind of expecting, but not how bad they are struggling. Brentford, Fulham. Fulham being down there, I expected more. With the squad and the manager they have. Bournemouth, expecting more with the squad and manager that they do have. Other than that, I mean, Newcastle 12, you could argue, well, they could be doing better. They should be. As we move on to the Serie A table, as I have it up on my TV, Inter Milan in first, followed by AC Milan, followed by Napoli, followed by Roma, Juventus, Bologna, that makes up the top 6. Near the bottom, we have Torino, Lecce, Cagliari, Genoa, Parma, Verona, Pisa, and struggling Fiorentina. Fiorentina are doing dreadful this season. I do think they get relegated to Serie B. As Como is up there in 7th, Lazio is up there, Sassuolo, Udinese, Cremonese is a side who I didn't expect to be seeing up there. But Serie A, I can see it being a really close race for the Scudetto. I do see Inter Milan winning it, just about. That's my current opinion. However, I will not be surprised if AC Milan is up there for the whole game. As it kicked me off, because I was on pause for too long on a stream. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys for a double upload. Your Cardiff versus Chelsea preview will be out tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to upload it. Chelsea Cardiff tomorrow. And the FIFA Intercontinental Cup final preview, Flamengo PSG, will be out either tomorrow or it'll be out Tuesday before the Chelsea Cardiff review. And I think I'm gonna slot it Tuesday early afternoon, but we will see. You might see it tomorrow though. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And peace!